Hi everyone, welcome to another Table Talk. Today I wanted to give you sort of my midterm review of the GepRC GR2306 2750 kV motor. This little beauty right here that I've been using for I guess a few months now in park jets, these planes up here against the wall. I've actually, before I go any further, I do have to give a shout out to Engineer X. I'll have a link to his YouTube channel down below. I discovered this motor. I've been following him now on YouTube for quite a while, and I discovered this motor based on a review that he did, and I'm very happy that based on his review I decided to get one. If you watched my recent video sort of on my top 5 quad racing motors for use in park jets, this is my my #1 choice. It's just a serious beast. You know, if you're not too worried about efficiency, it's a serious beast for power, acceleration on both 3S and 4S. Anyway, it's you know, obviously 2306 size, based on, and I will actually link the video that Engineer X did on this motor. His equipment rated it as 2820 kV. So he says that you know, there's maybe a 50 to 80 kV error there, but it's definitely much closer to 2750 than say the Emax 2306, which comes in #2 behind it. So in my sort of my red, white, and blue SU30 version 4 by RC Powers that I've been flying a lot lately, I've actually in total, in the original motor that I first purchased, I've actually got up to pretty darn close to 200 flights on that one now, and I've been using a second motor as well, and putting you know, some real punishment through that as well. So I've run it quite a bit on 3S. I've run it quite a bit with the Turnigy AE45, which sadly, as I mentioned in my last motor review video, is no longer available. It's discontinued. But custom settings in this one of 22.5 degrees on the timing, 24 kilohertz on the pulse width modulation frequency. Worked out really well on 3S. But if you can't, you know, obviously because these are discontinued, it also ran quite well on the Turnigy Plush 40 amp ESC on 3S. Maybe about 5% less performance, but still, you know, for a very powerful quad racing motor for a park jet, it still definitely cranks out a lot more power than some of the others. So for 4S, I've been using the Platinum Pro Hobby Wing Platinum Pro 40 amp ESC. This is you know, it's an expensive ESC, but it is absolutely awesome. You know, for 4S I would only use this speed controller. Again, custom settings in this one of 26.25 degrees on the timing and 8 kilohertz on the pulse width modulation frequency. And this speed controller has handled all the punishment I've been able to give it with no problem. From a standpoint of props, I've run it with the 6x3 EMP on both 3S and 4S. This is this would be my go-to prop on 4S. I have flown it on 4S with this King Kong, both 3S and 4S with this King Kong 6040, but it doesn't seem to, because I think maybe this is a more flexible, far more flexible prop, it doesn't seem to really give the same sort of top-end performance as a 6x3 EMP prop. And I'll have a link to my spreadsheet where you'll be able to find links to all these props and speed controllers and all that sort of stuff. My favorite prop is the on 3S is the 6x4 ABC gas. Although the bench numbers show better with the 6x3 EMP, by my naked eye anyway, I don't necessarily see the huge increase in speed on 3S with the 6x3 EMP. Although you know, much better whole shot acceleration. So if you're looking for more quicker whole shot acceleration when you hammer the throttle, the 6x3 EMP on 3S is probably more the way to go. Again, top end, not a huge difference, if any, and maybe it's just my 56-year-old Mark I eyeglass assisted eyeballs. It could still be faster on this prop. I just overall like the feeling flying with the 6x4 APC gas. On 3S, this is you've heard me talk about this prop in other videos. This King Kong 6040. It's definitely a very inexpensive prop. For me, it works out to about 25 cents a piece, whereas this is closer to $2.50 a piece. The 6x4 APC gas. I think I'm getting about 90% maybe of the performance with this prop compared to this prop. So if you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, you're still going to get really good performance out of this King Kong 6040. You do have to buy 20 at a time, or at least I did when I bought them from Banggood. But you get 10 of each direction, and keep you in props for a really long time. So it's the original motor. I've also found I originally bought them from Banggood. Excuse me. And I've also found them available on GearBest. So I bought two from Banggood, two from, actually I think I did buy two from GearBest, just because I like them so much. The second one that I got from Banggood, it still runs really, really strong, but it tends to run a bit hotter. So that leads me to believe that maybe the bearings in the bottom aren't quite as good. So that might be something to keep an eye on. Luckily, with the original one that I bought, it's which is in my RC Powers SU30, it is just a machine. It takes all the punishment I can give it on 3S and 4S. No problem at all. I haven't had any issues with skipping, any kind of those issues at all. It just runs strong no matter what sort of punishment I put to it. So I'm very, very pleased with this GepRC 2306 2750 motor. If you're looking for the top, I mean, again, these are only, there's a multitude of quad racing motors out there, and I'd literally go broke saving money buying, even if I bought them on sale, to test them all. But definitely out of, I think I tested 14 or 15 motors in the last year. And this is definitely, for me anyway, the top performer. It is a bit amp hungry, in order to produce that power. But if you've got batteries that can handle, 40 to 50 amp, well, actually 40 to 6, pulls about 60 plus amps on 4S, and about 40, just over 40 amps on 3S. So you do need a battery that can deliver those amps. And again, works great with all three of these speed controllers. Again, if you don't have a Turnigy AE45, the Turnigy Plush that I've tested, it works really well, just not quite. Although I should add that I'm using all of my Turnigy Plush 40 amp speed controllers are version 3.1. They're probably, I don't know, most of them are probably 3-4 years old, but they still are running well. So maybe if they've changed the firmware in the version 4.2, which is what I think Hobby King sells now, maybe you'll get slightly better performance. I don't know. The reason I like these ones on 3S and 4S is because they have such a wide range of programming to really optimize things. So, but yeah, just super impressed with this motor, and I'm going to keep running it for as long as it'll go. And thus far, the performance I've been getting out of it has just been exceptional. So very, very, very pleased with it. So there's my midterm review, 200 flight review on the GepRC GR2306 2750 kV motor. I'll have links to where you can get it from Banggood and GearBest down below, as well as links to Engineer X's channel if you want to go watch more detail on the testing. that he did on this motor, and my motor test spreadsheet where you can see the stuff, the testing that I did. So thanks very much for watching. Blue skies, calm winds to everyone. Park jet noise, you have the sound of freedom, baby. Take care.